High-end brands don't rely on selling more, they rely on selling less, but better. In 2026, luxury economics is driven by a simple principle. Profit margins increase when exclusivity increases. Brands like Louis Vuitton, Rolex, and Gucci don't compete on affordability. They compete on perception, rarity, and emotional value. In this video, we'll break down the economics behind high-end brands and how exclusivity directly shapes pricing power and massive profit margins. High-end economics is built on value perception. In traditional business models, pricing is closely tied to production cost. In high-end brand economics, pricing is largely disconnected from cost and instead anchored in perceived value. Perceived value is shaped by branding, storytelling, craftsmanship, and social meaning. A product may cost relatively little to produce, but if it is positioned correctly, it can be sold at many times its cost. This gap between cost and perceived value is where high margins are created. The more powerful the perception, the less price sensitivity exists among customers. Exclusivity is the core driver of profit margins. Exclusivity directly influences how much a customer is willing to pay. When access is limited, desirability increases. When desirability increases, price tolerance rises. High-end brands carefully control exclusivity through production limits, selective distribution, and controlled availability. They do not aim for maximum reach, they aim for optimal scarcity. This controlled scarcity ensures that demand consistently exceeds supply, which protects pricing power. In this system, exclusivity is not a side effect, it is the foundation of profitability. Scarcity creates pricing power. Scarcity is one of the most important economic tools in high-end branding. It transforms products from commodities into desirable assets. When something is rare or difficult to obtain, its perceived value increases regardless of functional differences. High-end brands use this principle strategically. Limited editions, seasonal releases, and controlled inventory cycles all reinforce scarcity. This allows brands to maintain high prices without relying on constant innovation or cost reduction. Scarcity turns products into status symbols rather than simple goods. Brand identity justifies premium margins. High-end brands do not compete on price, they compete on identity. Customers are not only buying a product, they are buying association with a lifestyle, image, or social signal. This identity-based consumption allows brands to charge significantly higher prices because the product becomes emotionally and socially meaningful. In this system, the brand itself becomes the primary asset. The product is simply a vehicle for expressing brand value. The stronger the identity connection, the less price resistance exists. Emotional value over functional value. While mass-market products focus on functionality, high-end brands focus on emotional value. The product must work, but its primary purpose is to create feeling rather than just utility. These feelings can include confidence, prestige, accomplishment, or belonging. Emotional value is difficult to quantify, which makes it easier to price at a premium. Customers are not paying for features, they are paying for experience and perception. This emotional layer is a major contributor to high profit margins. Controlled distribution strengthens margins. Distribution control is another key factor in high-end economics. Unlike mass-market brands that aim for widespread availability, high-end brands restrict where and how their products are sold. This controlled distribution protects brand image and prevents overexposure. By limiting availability, brands maintain exclusivity and avoid price dilution. Controlled access also ensures that the brand experience remains consistent and aligned with its identity. Pricing is a signal, not just a number. In high-end markets, price itself functions as a signal. Higher prices often reinforce the perception of higher quality, exclusivity, and prestige. Instead of reducing prices to attract more customers, high-end brands often maintain or increase prices to strengthen positioning. This creates a psychological effect, where price becomes part of the product's value proposition. In this model, lowering prices can actually weaken brand perception and reduce long-term margins. Customer segmentation and selective targeting. High-end brands do not target everyone. They intentionally focus on specific customer segments that value exclusivity, quality, and identity alignment. This selective targeting allows them to optimize messaging, experience, and pricing for a specific audience. By narrowing the customer base, brands increase alignment between product and buyer expectations, which strengthens loyalty and reduces churn. A smaller but highly aligned customer base often produces higher profit margins than a large but generic one. Experience design as a margin tool. Beyond the product itself, high-end brands invest heavily in customer experience. This includes packaging, retail environments, digital interfaces, and post-purchase interaction. Every touchpoint is designed to reinforce value perception. A well-designed experience increases emotional satisfaction, which justifies premium pricing and strengthens repeat purchase behavior. Experience design is not an added feature, it is a margin enhancement strategy. The feedback loop of exclusivity and profit. High-end brand economics operates in a reinforcing cycle. Exclusivity increases desirability, increases willingness to pay higher prices. Reinforce exclusivity strengthens brand value. This loop allows brands to maintain strong margins over time without relying heavily on volume growth. The system is self-sustaining as long as exclusivity is maintained. The economics of high-end brands is fundamentally shaped by exclusivity. Profit margins are not simply the result of cost control or efficiency. They are engineered through perception, scarcity, emotional value, and controlled access. In this system, exclusivity is not just a marketing concept. It is the core mechanism that drives pricing power and long-term profitability. Ultimately, high-end brand economics demonstrates a key principle. In premium markets, value is not only created through production, but through carefully controlled perception and deliberate limitation of access. The core lesson of luxury economics is that value is not only created by production, it is amplified by perception and access control. The more exclusive a brand becomes, the more powerful its pricing structure becomes. That's why high-end markets thrive even with fewer customers. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on business strategy, luxury markets, and modern economics. Comment below which luxury brand you think best represents exclusivity today.